7 times a slower car was better. A more powerful version of any car always costs more, because faster automatically means better, right? Not so fast. Welcome back to Rust to Roar. Today we're counting down 7 cars that were actually better in their slower, weaker form. Let's get into it, but let's take it slow. Number 7, Mercedes SL Maybach. The current Mercedes SL hasn't exactly been flying off dealer lots, and there's a simple reason why: every single trim is an AMG. That might sound exciting if you're younger, but the SL was never built to be a track weapon. It's always been a cruiser, a car for gliding down a beachfront highway, not for winning stoplight drag races. Take the range-topping AMG SL 63 SE Performance, over 800 horsepower, 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds, and a race mode that stiffens the ride to the point of discomfort. Why do that to a Grand Tourer? It's like cranking the bass on an orchestra recording, more isn't automatically better. What actually improved the SL was the Maybach edition. Same power output as the standard AMG 63, but a softer suspension, smoother, and slightly slower gear shifts, and an insane amount of sound deadening. Even the tires are foam-filled to cut down road noise. Sure, the exterior is dripping in chrome and Maybach badges, yet somehow it still comes across as classy rather than flashy. The Maybach brought the SL back to what it was always meant to be, and reviewers agree it's the better buy, even as the high-performance e-performance variant quietly gets phased out. Number 6, Mazda MX-5 Miata ND 1.5L. Since 1989, the Miata has been considered the benchmark for affordable sports cars, with the only real criticism being a lack of power. But the Miata doesn't need more horsepower any more than a light beer needs more alcohol. Add too much and you lose what made it special in the first place. The current ND generation now makes nearly double the horsepower of the original, but that doesn't mean bigger is better. Plenty of reviewers argue the smaller 1.5-liter engine is actually the sweeter drive. It's noticeably lighter. Mazda even shaved weight off individual bolts, and that missing 100+ pounds up front makes the car feel sharper and more eager to change direction. Because the 1.5 has around 50 less horsepower than the 2.0, you have to work the gearbox harder to stay in the power band, and rowing through that short-throw shifter is one of the most satisfying things you can do behind the wheel. The consensus is clear: the 1.5 feels like the spiritual successor to the original Miata, pure smiles per gallon, while the more powerful 2.0 leans a bit more serious. And nobody buys a Miata to be serious. Number 5, Peugeot RCZ HD. The Peugeot RCZ is one of those gorgeous cars that never made it to North America, and its looks alone deserve their own video. But what's under the hood matters just as much as what's on top. The petrol version uses a BMW-sourced 1.6-liter turbo making around 200 horsepower, front-wheel drive only, with a chassis so well sorted that Top Gear named it Coupe of the Year back in 2010. Tempting, right? Except that BMW 1.6-liter engine has a reputation for fuel pump failures, timing chains stretching well before 60,000 miles, and an oil appetite that rivals a Maserati's. The fix? The RCZ diesel. Yes, putting an oil burner in a stylish coupe feels like a buzzkill. It's heavier, slower, and doesn't sound nearly as good. But walking home because your engine grenade itself is a bigger buzzkill. Peugeot's 2.0-liter diesel is regarded as one of the most dependable engines ever built, with strong torque for effortless overtaking and fuel economy north of 50 miles per gallon. All things considered, it's the better car simply because it actually functions reliably, not just as a beautiful ornament on wheels. Number 4, Tesla Model S Long Range. This is the standard Model S, all-wheel drive, around 670 horsepower, 0 to 60 in roughly 3 seconds, quick enough to embarrass most supercars in a straight line. Then Tesla introduced the Plaid: more power, more headlines, more everything. Here's the case for sticking with the long range. Range anxiety is the Achilles heel of every EV. Nobody wants to gamble on finding an open charger, especially mid-road trip. All those Plaid upgrades, the extra motor, bigger wheels, bigger brakes, more aggressive aerodynamics for high-speed stability, add weight and drag, and the range takes a real hit, dropping from over 400 miles down to around 300. Speed is fun, no argument there. But once the initial thrill wears off and you actually need to get somewhere far away, that extra range in the slower, long range starts to feel a lot more valuable than bragging rights over a Lamborghini. Number 3, Caterham 170. Say you want a proper track toy, and you're eyeing the wild Caterham 620R. Great instinct, but unless you're an experienced racing driver, the entry-level 170 deserves serious consideration instead. Even Caterham's own marketing leans into the danger of the 620R, a supercharged monster with over 600 horsepower per ton, built with almost no driver aids. It'll do 0 to 60 in around 2.6 seconds in a car with roughly the structural protection of a tin can. Meanwhile, the 170 uses a humble 84 horsepower 660 cubic centimeters 3-cylinder engine. Think of it as a Caterham with training wheels. It's the perfect car to actually learn oversteer, understeer, and four-wheel drifts without terrifying yourself. The 620R is brilliant, no question, but it's brilliant in a deadly serious way. It's not really a toy. The 170 is, and you'll live to brag about it afterward. Number 2, Bentley Continental GT. The standard Continental GT is the king of grand touring, a massive, leather-lined cruiser built to eat continents at 150 miles per hour while pampering you the whole way. Then Bentley decided to go racing again, and built a road-legal homage to their GT3 race car, the GT3R. You'd assume the R means road-focused, but Bentley insists it's track-capable too. Compared to the regular GT, it gets more power, shorter gearing, lighter wheels, a titanium exhaust, no rear seats, and carbon fiber replacing the wood trim. And yet it still weighs nearly 2.2 tons. Around a track like Laguna Seca, it's actually slower than a Honda Civic Type R, a front-wheel drive hatchback with less than half the power. So it's not particularly quick on track, and with its carbon wing, GT3 decals, and neon green accents, it doesn't exactly nail the elegant Bentley look either. Showing up to a business dinner in one just feels off. A 2.2-ton track car is a contradiction in terms. Sometimes the standard, understated version really is the smarter choice. Number 1, Lamborghini Huracan STO. Honest confession, the Huracan Performante never clicked with me. Lamborghini marketed it as the ultimate evolution, active aero, torque vectoring, lighter materials, and yes, it became the fastest production car around the Nürburgring at the time. But it also made the Huracan feel clinical, serious, and a little too grown up. We already have a car like that, it's called the Porsche 911. That's why the final send-off for the Huracan hit different, the Sterrato. Built for rally-style shenanigans, it comes with knobby all-terrain tires, rugged body cladding, underbody protection, and nearly 2 inches of extra ground clearance. It's a supercar that can catch air off a dirt jump and actually survive the landing. The engine was detuned, because Lamborghini knew owners would spend most of their time flat-out sliding through gravel rather than chasing top speed, capped at around 160 miles per hour. In every technical sense, the Sterrato is the slowest Huracan ever built. It's also, by a wide margin, the most fun. Sometimes the wildest version of a car isn't the fastest one, it's the one that makes you grin like an idiot. OUTRO. Before we wrap up, 3 more slower is better cars didn't make this list. Drop your guesses in the comments, and if you get one right, I'll heart it. That's a wrap for this one. If you enjoyed it, smash that like button, subscribe to Rust to Roar, and I'll see you in the next video.